Thank you, Corey. I will piggyback Coach Ryan over here. You know, I walked out of my house today, and my wife told me not to pass out, so a little different coaching style by our wives, but needless to say, happy to be here. It's an awesome day. What a great time of year, and certainly fun to be a part of this experience again for the second year, and certainly there's some exciting things that are happening within college football as a whole, but certainly at this level, and could not ask for for anything to be better than here. So I want to congratulate Coach Ryan and Coach Achterhoff, such great representation from our conference in the postseason. Two programs that we want to emulate. Certainly have a ton of respect for these men and how they run their programs, how they mentor kids, and certainly proud of the fact that they were in the postseason for our conference. Also want to share our condolences to you, Coach Winter, as well, for the loss, and certainly we've, in my short time at Midland as well, have experienced loss with some of our former players. So, hey, we've got a lot of things to be excited about at Midland, and as you guys probably know, we are an institution that is growing rapidly. And we have phenomenal leadership from our president, and he's a visionary, and some incredible things are happening. And so it's a privilege to be a part of it. If you don't know, we're the fastest growing college in the state of Nebraska. We now have the largest athletic department in the state of Nebraska with the addition of hockey and shotgun sports. We are extremely excited to be a vehicle for growth at the small private college, certainly within this region. So some neat things are happening. Before I go too far, I want to certainly acknowledge our SIDs and AJ Ellis and Kobe Stoller and of course Theo Bland. Just phenomenal work that they do in helping advance our program. And I think I've been on the job technically now 18 months, and the time that I've been here, there's been nothing but support and phenomenal communication and other individuals that share a great vision for what Warrior football can be about. But there's some great things. As I mentioned, we're a growing institution. Some awesome things are happening. Last year, our players, we initiated a Warrior Football Make an Impact Day in early August, and because of a lot of the work that our players did, was awarded the NAIA Champions of Character Award. Certainly so proud of them and their effort towards that. That'll be an annual deal, and we're certainly going to do it again here at the beginning of September. And some other great news, there's an initiative right now that we should have field turf by 2014, so hopefully one more year on the grass there at Memorial. I don't think anything is completely in stone yet, but it looks that way, and certainly that's going to help us in our pursuit of advancing our facilities. And then also, as you probably have heard, the partnership with the old Dana College campus and their alum certainly is just something incredibly exciting there on the horizon that also could take fruition, here in the next few years or so. So, about football. Entering our second season, we've got still a lot of question marks, and to me that's exciting. We've got a lot of good things happening in our program, but I will say that we've got our challenges as well. Hearing all the coaches talk about their teams and their programs, certainly we feel like we're maybe a little bit behind the eight ball in terms of experience and the guys that we're going to put on the field next year, but that certainly makes coaching fun. We've got our challenges, but it's going to be a great experience as we kick off our first game on August 31st here. We have 9 seniors. We're a young football team, 9 seniors. We've brought in 2 incredible recruiting classes in our first year and a half being here, which make up 72% of our roster. And so as we evolve our program, as we take a step forward in really trying to shape something that is going to compete at the national level. We know that it's going to take time, but we feel like we're taking great steps in recruiting phenomenal local talent and creating a mark within the GPAC and certainly within this region. There's a few guys that I can point out just for your benefit that I think we're going to be depending on this year. Quarterback Mike Carls came in after the third game of the year and took over the starting position there. And we're excited about Mike. Mike has had a tremendous summer, and his leadership has grown, and his familiarity with what we want to do offensively is definitely elevated. Blake Merritt, defensive back, good leader. Guys look to him. Still needs experience, still needs consistency, but certainly we're excited about Blake. And Mason Gagsna, both these two guys I just mentioned, suffered injuries last year. We had a lot of kind of ups and downs with injuries throughout the course of the season, so it's going to be important that those guys stay healthy. And then offensive lineman Michael Chick, just a great kid, great leader. We're excited about what he can do, and we'll see how fall camp goes in terms of developing that. So newcomers, a couple of guys that I'll point out, Preston Ludke from Columbus Lakeview, Cody Merchant from Norfolk, and Jesse Odell from Elkhorn. All guys are, those three guys are guys that we're excited about. We've got a great class. There's more to mention, but certainly we don't have time for that. And then finally, I'll just mention, for us, it is about, creating a program, not a team. Teams don't last very long. They change from year to year. We want a program. And so it's our effort to cast this vision. Our guys are buying into that. It's a fun time to be part of Midland University with the growth and expansion and people in this area, that 3-4 hour radius, they know what's going on there, and people want to be a part of it. And so with our enrollment boosting 85% in the last 3 years, there's great excitement with what's going on. So at this point, I'll take any questions, and certainly want to wish the rest of the conference luck throughout the fall camp and staying healthy and having great seasons, and certainly representing in the postseason as well. Any questions?
Could you speak a little bit about your running backs and wide receivers and what kind of playmaking possibilities they'll bring with you this year?
Well, if I knew, I would tell you. I'm excited about our wide receivers. Most of them, with the exception, I think, one, were all freshmen last year by redshirt or by first year. Most of those guys are back and anxious and hungry, and developed over the summer. We've got great commitment from those guys. Running back is a huge question. We had a young man who tore his ACL in our spring game, so we've got some holes to fill there. We've got young guys coming up behind him that we're excited about, but most of fall camp, as most of these coaches would agree, there's going to be a big evaluation for a lot of positions for us, and that's going to be one of them. Anything else? Yeah.
During this fall camp, Coach, you mentioned 9 seniors on your squad. What's the most important thing about fall camp right now? The young guys learning the plays, or developing leaders, a little bit of both?
Yeah. I just want great passion, great energy. Guys will go through the process, and we'll try to keep things simple enough for them to learn. But we are forging ahead and trying to develop great leaders. The teams that are consistently at the top, you can look at this conference or the SEC. They always have great leaders on their team, and so we've taken a very specific approach to developing that. I think our guys are continuing to buy into our approach, and they're hard workers. So we're excited. Even with a small senior class, the group of guys that we have coming in as collectively as a team are guys that get it, and now we just got to grow up. We got to get on the field and get some experience. Yes, sir.
With 72% of your roster from 2 recruiting classes, does that put your stamp on the program faster than if it was more of a top-heavy roster that you walked into?
Man, I'd like to think so. We're casting a vision out there. We've had a lot of guys that have bought into that so quickly, and we believe that there is one way that we want to operate, and so I hope to see that. But yet, knowing that and understanding that we are young, that 72%, it also means that every bit of what we're trying to communicate to them, it has to be taught. It has to be instilled in them. So we got a lot of work to do, but I'd like to think so. Yeah. Yes, sir.
To
Sean.
keep going on this, but do you think there are advantages then to having such a young roster?
Well, I think from a philosophical standpoint, I think there are. But certainly from an athletic perspective and an on-the-field perspective, I'm not too sure. But like I said, I think, man, I love the heart and the character of our guys that are in our program right now. I love our team, and out of the 120 to 125 guys that we're really going to be depending on, there's going to be phenomenal competition. There's not really too many positions that are just completely set in stone. It's going to be there's going to be a lot of young players playing, and a lot of competition here in fall camp to decide who they're going to be.